Welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team's currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description containing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 185. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now without further ado, let's get started. First up, Matthew Belshon has dug up DOSGAMES /arcade2/HMCID1. Well, it probably stands for Homicide, but... oh wow, that's a lot of files. Okay. dir.exe? We got a gbro.exe? What about com? That's a lot of com files. They're all very tiny. Huh. What about batch files? Oh, there's something that makes a little more sense. But yeah, that's a lot of files, and they're all dated very differently from each other. I wonder if this is another case where you have like two or more games in the same folder. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's just quickly type out the, homicide.batch. Okay, so this is running the GBRO game. Interesting. .gam files. Is this a GameMaker thing? I mean, it's not impossible, but I never heard of GameMaker things having a whole bunch of com files. Unless we have like multiple games in the same... so weird. I mean, I could try running one of these com files. The only trick is that if it's not actually a com file, I'm about to crash DOSBox. So, let's see what happens. Oh, that made a sound effect. What? Okay. That's different. We apparently have a game that is going to use small com programs to generate the sound effects. I have never seen that before. Okay, I guess we'll try running the game. Okay, this, music is a bit, I know what they're going for, but it doesn't sound right. Okay, that's enough of that. Although, take a look at this. Apparently this is High Seas Homicide, and take a look at who made it. Sherwood Forest Software. Now, I happen to know that Sherwood Forest Software made a bunch of games using GameMaker. This does not feel like it was made using GameMaker. So I think we've got something here that was made by these people before they started using GameMaker. It's just very coincidental that it's also using some kind of game engine of some kind, because it had like .gam files that it was running, right? Unless it's like some earlier version of GameMaker that was very different or something. I don't know, this just seems so weird. So pressing the F1 key will give you a menu of useful options. To start game, type begin game. Oh, this looks like it's, oh. This looks like it's going to be like a King's Quest or Space Quest type thing. Okay. And apparently registration's $15, but in any case, well, that's interesting. So you really do have to type in begin game. How do I clear the... how do I get out of the menu? So, begin game. Okay. This is different. This is very different. Okay, so we're walking around the room as this guy. Apparently we're on a cruise ship of some kind. So, look around. You're in your first-class cabin aboard the British liner, the HMS Elias. You just heard 3 shots. Well, that's a good way to start the day. I guess open door. Not close enough. Okay, I'm kind of used to how in King's Quest and Space Quest you can type things in while you're still moving. Open the door and step out to the hallway. Go around, you're in a long corridor outside of your cabin. Look at sign. Sign says ballroom and sick bay. I guess maybe we'll go to the ballroom. Our character walks kind of interesting. Okay, so apparently there's another door here. So can we look through the window? Glass is made of glass that only lets you look out from the other side. Ah, can we open the door? Really? Open door. Do I have to be standing down here? Come on, open it. That was so weird. Like, the door handle was... oh, weird. And this bartender's just doing his thing. Despite the fact that there were 3 gunshots. Talk to bartender. Tells you he is John Jefferson. He was mixing drinks when he heard the shots. Okay. How do we get out of here? Not really. How do we get out of here? Okay, so you kind of just have to sort of guess where the door is because you can't see it. That's not very good design. And what the heck is this? Look around. You're in the ballroom of the HMS Elias. This is a ballroom? This guy doesn't walk very fast. Is there a speed up? We got a medium speed and a fast speed. Medium speed did nothing. Okay, fast speed is a bit faster, without being too fast. That's okay. Oh, you got a woman smoking out in the hallway here. Let's see. Talk to woman. She tells you she is Susan Beckett. She is taking her first cruise of her life after working for a year. At least we have our first item to get. Get hanger. Don't need to care. Really? Oh. Okay, the look command apparently was ignoring everything past it because whatever that is on the ground, it looks like a clothes hanger, but apparently it isn't. Leave the fancy lanterns alone. What? Oh, right, it's spelled with an E, not with an A. A hanger with an A is where you store planes. Apparently we got sickbay here. So, look around. There's an empty bottle of arsenic. What? I just typed look, and it's suddenly going on about arsenic. Okay, maybe using the phrasing look around is actually doing something. You're in the sick bay of the huge ship. A gurney is at one end of the room. Cabinets line the wall. And apparently typing look on its own tells me about arsenic. Listen over here. Like, is it sensitive to position? No, it just keeps telling me it's an empty bottle of arsenic. What the heck? Okay, that's kind of weird. If you type the command look, like just right on its own, just look, then it's kind of assuming that there's like one specific object, like whatever the first object is in the scene, it's using that as the look target. And I think that's also doing that for when I'm typing in like different verbs and stuff without supplying a particular object to use. So that probably explains why it went a little weird earlier, like when I typed in look at hanger. Now obviously that's wrong, and that's why it gave me this description here. Huh. What the heck? What's going on? Why is... What What? Something is wrong here. I can't move up or down. It's only letting me move left and right, but what's weird about that is that I'm not even on the floor anymore. I'm like in the wall. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting game. It's not playing very well, but it's definitely interesting. Oh hey, we actually have some animation going on here. Some guy lifting. Talk. He says he is Joe Miller. He has been lifting weights for the last hour. He don't know Fullerton. He don't know good English either. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting game. I'm not sure... Is it worth $15? I don't know. This is probably a lot to this. But... yeah. This is definitely worth checking out in a bit more detail at some point. But... yeah, it's just a little awkward. And that's kind of making it... yeah, it's kind of making it a bit weird. Next up, JP Ronnie has dug up WINGAMES /newin2 /cricket. Well, here's a type of game you don't normally see computerized. We got cricket. At least I'm assuming it's going to be based on, like, you know, actual cricket and not, well, when I say actual cricket, like, I mean the game of cricket and not, like, cricket's the animal. But, requirements. Windows, we got that. Mouse, we got that. BB Run 300. Not included, but I know we've got it. How to install. Yeah, I guess just play it. Okay, so how to play RSC Test Cricket. Okay. Click How's That button to clear purchase info screen. After reviewing 26 team lists and deciding to buy game. Okay. It's kind of written in a very weird way. But it says here you're free to play the limited version forever if you like, but you still will have a lot more fun by purchasing 26 team test cricket for $20. Well, that's a lot of money, but let's see here. Okay, so I'm reading through this here, and it looks like there are some quite a bit of features here. And it's definitely like cricket as I would expect, though there are some weird characters here. Like, I mean, this is supposed to be a Windows game, right? Well, it said we needed Windows and a mouse, so, like, I mean, think it should be? I don't know. But in any case, it's apparently made by Brett Friedman. So, let's see what we got. RSC Test Cricket. For a registered version that with 24. Okay, so I'm guessing that this particular version only has 2. Let's see. Because, I mean, we have all these teams to choose from. I also like that it maximized... well, I don't like this, but I noticed that it's maximized it. But there's no restore button. Although we can double-click the window and get the restore that way. And then we can't ever have it maximized again, because there's no maximize button. Oh, but yet we can still resize the window border. Brilliant. Okay, apparently double-clicking these is not, like, selecting different teams. It could be that the, that this Shareware version only has one team available. Okay, so if we set it like that, if we try to load another, well, it lets me load them. So how do I load a different one? Like, it was only letting me, like, pick one team, and then I had to pick that team. There wasn't any button to go back on it. Right mouse button's not doing anything either. And then you still have to click done? This has been weird so far. Like, the README was written in a weird way. The program so far is working in a weird way. Anyways, length of match. Let's just say 3 days. Okay, so we got a new window here. We actually have some menus here now. Yeah, like instead of an about window, we get like this little pop-up here. Apparently it was made in 1994. Huh. Okay, we got an options here for... Well, I guess we might as well go through it, like tactics. So we just set the tactics there and then declare. That doesn't seem to do anything. New test, I'm guessing that means start over. Okay, so I guess we click start. Choose bowler. I don't know, this guy. Okay. So we just click the button and that's it. Oh, we could actually click on the players to see their batsman average. And click on these players to see their bowler average. Okay, so this literally is just a sort of internal simulation. You're not actually playing anything, although you can choose your bowlers for specific situations. I'm guessing that once we're on this side, like once we're up to bat, we get to choose the batsman. So I'll be honest, I have absolutely no idea how to play cricket. But it doesn't seem like you really need to know how to play to play this thing, because it just basically comes down to choosing bowlers for each time here, and then you just click the bowl button until it plays out completely. So yeah, this is basically just a sort of simulation of sides versus sides or something. So if I click the fall of wickets thing here, then it actually ends up processing a whole bunch of things. Okay, so basically the fall of wickets button makes things play out a bit more automatically. So yeah, when it comes down to it, this is just basically a sort of simulation thing. There's not really any gameplay here. Like, I mean, apart from having a bit more interaction with the players being chosen, but that's about it. So, is this worth $20? I'm not quite sure about that. And we're finishing things off today with a 4-way team dig. Alex, Zed Supremus, Dookie, and James Dunn have all dug up DOSGAMES /arcade2 /MORWRLD. Okay. This is obviously Moraf's world. Like, there's not even a question about that. So, because I've already covered Moraf's world on Ancient DOS Games, I definitely checked ahead to see if this was like the same game or if it would be different in some way. And I only checked briefly just to make sure that we're not doing stuff that we've already done before. And what I came up with is that no, this is not the same Moraf's world that I've already covered. This is an earlier version. So this should be kind of interesting to see how this is different by comparison. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to run the high-res modes very well, so I'm just going to put it in normal VGA. So yeah, look at this. The Software Labs presents. So that Software Labs thing doesn't normally show up there. And also take a look at the top there. It says Moraf's World Beginner's Version. Yeah, this is definitely a bit different. There's also like a kind of like weird fairy type enemy there that I don't remember seeing in the full game. So yeah, this is probably like an earlier version, I'm guessing, or maybe it's like it could be like an earlier Shareware version or something. And apparently it's also got a special thanks screen to AMD right here. I mean, Steve Moraf was trying to get all these kind of special things working for performance and for high resolution and stuff, and so he was contacting a whole bunch of places to try and get all these things working, and some places were helpful. Not everybody, though. And yeah, it just goes right into it. Apparently I've already got 251 experience? What? Maybe I need to start like a new game or something. That's kind of weird that it started me like... Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this character killed. D to go down. Yeah, I'm just gonna get myself killed here because I want to try to start a new game and see see that if I actually have like stats that I can choose between when starting the game, because it has like all this normal stats there, like strength, dexterity, luck, all of that. But I want to be able to try and create my own character, but it just went right into it. It like didn't give me a... Okay. There was a raised dead contract in effect, so I actually survived that. So yeah, that's one of the troubles with some of these old games, is that whole single save file thing. There's not a lot of games that do that. It's a bit more common with dungeon crawls, but... Okay, there we go. Okay, so there is a character creation screen here. Okay. So we get to choose our character from the list below. What do we want to play as? Well, let's just pick human. Oh, you don't even get customization options. Yeah, so without customization options, it's actually kind of hard to land on a character that has the kind of stats you would want. Okay, here we go. Good strength, good constitution. Agility's kinda but we'll make it work. So keep this character, type your name. Yeah, it has the standard classes there too. So go with the mage. Got our health and our spell points. And there we go, we start out in town. What's our character stats? Or how do we even view our character stats? We can view monetary breakdown. So we got 24 jewels in pocket. So which of these is the weapon store? Oh, that's interesting. When you stay at the inn, you actually have to select how many nights you want to stay for. That's definitely a feature you don't see in a lot of RPG games, because usually the whole idea is one night is all you need to get yourself up to spec. Okay, here's the equipment store. So weapons. I can only afford a club. But that's fine. So we're now armed with a club. Oh, it doesn't have that information on the screen. Well, let's actually try to survive the dungeon a bit then. So how do I fight? F key? Yep. Ooh. Well, at least I'm already finding items. Okay, so it doesn't automatically adjust your targets. So like the target's at the top there right now, but it hasn't automatically selected it. So if I want to select that character to attack, I have to push up first. That targets the monster, and then I hit the F key to start fighting. So it's actually kind of interesting that the game's done that the game is a bit more manual in that sense. Although it automatically targeted in that case, so I think it really depends on if you're depends on what direction you last moved in. So far though, this does seem to be playing pretty much as I would expect. Is there a way to view experience things? Experience needed to gain level. Okay, so 71 experience gets me a level up. It's a little difficult to see the, Oh, is there even an expand map option? Oh, there's a brick speed change option, because I have noticed that the style of the walls is definitely different. Oh. We can make it very basic. Now you get proper retro RPG right here. But no, let's actually have it like properly textured and colored. I don't see an option to expand the map view. So you can't see the whole map at a time. So that's kind of interesting that it would actually be this actually kind of predates having like a proper map and everything. You would have thought that would be a feature that the game would have had from the start. Oh, it automatically targeted in that case. So I guess the automatic targeting isn't perfect. Like it's definitely there, but just not working the way the best it could. Actually, now part of me, because I'm running through the dungeon here, part of me is wondering if the trapdoors even exist. Okay, here we go. Whole bunch of coppers. Ooh, even some jewel stones. I should be able to afford that in-stay now. See, here's the thing. I can't see a full map of the area, so I don't know... I don't know where the inn is. There it is. So, stay one night. And there we go. Experience level up. So yeah, let's go down a bit, see if we can fight some stronger stuff. Actually, do I even have the capacity to cast spells that would help for that? Oh. Oh. That's not convenient. So, to cast a spell, you select a level from 0 to 9 of the spell. Cost 1 spell point per level. And then you get your spell selections. So it's not a whole grid of spells like it is in... Yeah. That's kind of, that's kind of not convenient. Like, is there a way to see the entire list of spells, or do we need to actually, Okay, so we do have the spellbook listing. So we can at least see what spells we have, but when you go to actually cast a spell, you have to select the spell level, and then select the spell. Yeah, the other system where you just have to push one button and you have the entire list in front of you at a time, that definitely works better than having to do it that way. Plus, because of the style of the map at the side there, I have to wonder if trapdoors are even a thing. Especially since I haven't found any, what do you call them? Alright, it's the chutes. The trapdoors are the things that you get the keys to move between, but then it was the chutes that you would fall through to go down unintentionally to floors below you, but I'm not seeing either of those. So yeah, this is very interesting, seeing such an earlier version of WRLD, where some of the features that were I was kind of like used to. Oh, take a look at the message that just showed up on the screen here. Warning, the beginner's version of WRLD is 16 levels deep. Good luck on your journey. So it doesn't actually go any further than 16 floors. Although one other thing I want to check, though I need to get back up to town to do this, because the WRLD that I'm used to playing has like this whole terrain generation thing for moving between like different towns and everything. And it doesn't really do much for the game, but it does sort of alter like layouts of everything to an extent. And I want to see if that's here. Part of me feels like the answer to that is going to be no. Yeah, I'm not seeing any squares that could be represented as like the sort of exits that would indicate like going out to the outside. Oh wait, hang on, there is a wilderness thing. There we go, the wilderness does actually exist in this version of WRLD. Interesting. That's the E key to go back in. But yeah, so the wilderness feature does exist. How about that?